Hello, everyone. Welcome to Scribble Me Silly Art for Kids. My name is Joanna. My pronouns are she and her, and this is our second workshop together. In our first workshop, we created this super fun collage artwork, ice cream cone collage artwork. So if you missed that workshop, make sure you go and find it so that you can enjoy that art too. Today, for our workshop, we have artist Zoe Cleland joining us. Zoe is an actor and a writer, and Zoe loves to use imagination to help with creation. So there's a couple things that you might need today. Can you find a piece of paper, just a blank piece of paper, a pencil or a pen, something to write with maybe? That's all you need, really. In fact, if you don't have those things, that's cool too, because we are using our imagination, which is in our brains. But you could also find some crayons and maybe some markers or pencil crayons if you want to add a little bit of color. But as I said, you don't have to have any of these things because we're going to dive into our imaginations together. Hello, Zoe. Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
Wonderful. Zoe, I'm wondering if you can share your pronouns with everyone today.
Yes, happily, so I go by she or her.
She and her. Okay, cool. Thank you. Can you help us tap into our imaginations today?
Yes, so the last tool that I use may be my favorite slash the most effective tool to open your imagination, which is what I'm going to take you through today, which is something called meditation.
Okay.
And for people that have never heard the word meditation before, um, it's sometimes used in different ways, but the easiest way to explain it is meditating is when you quiet your mind and you calm your mind so that you're very concentrated and focused on one thing. Usually it's your breath, but it could be other things too. And this calming and quieting and focusing of the mind creates a quiet, sacred space inside your mind that allows for magical things to happen. And it's one of the best ways to open your imagination to let things in is by actually quieting your brain down, because our brains are so busy. Our brains are buzzing around all the time thinking about so many different things. And if you can quiet it, it's kind of amazing what things will come when your mind is quiet.
So, Zoe, for our meditation today, we're going to do a little meditation together, and Zoe's going to guide us through it so that we can tap into our imagination.
If everybody could find a place where you won't be distracted, a quiet spot where nothing's going to bother you or distract you for the next 5 minutes. So that's the most important thing.
Okay. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Awesome. I'm ready. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right. So now that everybody's found a spot by themselves, what I would ask is that everyone close their eyes, and that includes you too, Joanna. Close your eyes. Now, as we're sitting here with our eyes closed, I just want everybody to get comfortable with having your eyes closed. And you might notice that as soon as you close your eyes, your reality kind of changes a little bit because all of a sudden you're by yourself. You can't see anybody else and they can't see you. Hopefully, if everybody has their eyes closed. Um, you're by yourself and you're in sort of your own little world with your eyes closed. And this world that we're going to, it's very important that everyone know that this is a very safe world that we're going to, and that what happens in your imagination from this point forward is up to you. You are the one that gets to control what happens in your imagination. And not only that, but it's your special world that's all yours. You don't have to share it with anybody if you don't want to. You don't have to tell anybody about what happens in your imagination. It's just for you. It's your safe place where you can be free and see what happens. Okay, great. So, the first thing that I want you to do is to notice that you're breathing. That's all I want you to do, is just notice that you're breathing. We breathe in and we breathe out. We do this all day long, although we might not think about it. So in your imagination's eye, in this world that we're going to behind our eyelids, I want you to imagine that you're looking at a bridge right in front of you. And this bridge is a very magical bridge because it is the bridge that leads to the land of your imagination. And we're going to cross this bridge. But we're going to do something while we cross the bridge. We're actually going to take 3 deep breaths in and out as we're going across the bridge. And we're going to do this together, so you don't have to start quite yet. But what I would like is for you to imagine that with each breath you take, you're becoming more and more relaxed. And by the time we breathe out the 3rd time, you're going to be transported into another world. So if you could just imagine that every breath you take, you're just sinking further into this relaxed, happy, safe feeling. So we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose. Good. And you can blow the breath right through your mouth. Good job. We just took our first step across our bridge and we're feeling a little bit more relaxed. Good. So now I want you to take another deep breath through your nose. In and blow the breath out through your mouth. Good. Feeling very, very relaxed. Good job. Now we're going to take a 3rd breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. That was the 3rd step we took across the bridge. And after we took that step, we are in a magical place. Just want you to take a moment, and I want you to notice in your mind's eye that we have arrived in a forest. Now, this can be any kind of forest that you want. This is your very own magical forest of your imagination. And this can be anything that you want it to be. So I want you to just look around your forest and take in what kind of forest it is. Is it a winter forest? Is it an autumn forest? Is it a summer forest when it's just rained and you can smell the rain? I want you to take it all in, all through your 5 senses. I want you to see what you can see. I want you to see what you can hear. Maybe there's birds singing in the trees. I want you to see what you can taste. Maybe you can taste the moisture in the air. Maybe you can smell that smell of autumn leaves that's in the air these days, that crisp autumn smell. I don't know what you can feel or what you can see because this is your imagination forest, not mine. But you can see it, and I want you to take it in as much as you can. Our imaginations have all kinds of ways of communicating with us. And one thing that's pretty amazing is oftentimes it'll feel like your imagination is coming up with things and you're just hearing it and seeing it or receiving it. You're not actually the one making it up. And that's the space we want to be in to be open to our imagination. We just want to see what comes to us. So I want you to look around your forest with that in mind. I don't want you to try to conjure up anything. I just want you to try to see what comes to you without trying. Now, wait a minute. I think there's something in that forest with you. What is that? You see something there, don't you? You see some type of magical creature. What is it? I don't know what it is. It's your magical creature. So I want you to just look at this magical creature. Take it in. Again, don't try to come up with anything on your own. Just see what's there. And I want you to ask them a question. And the question I want you to ask in your mind's eye is, what are you? And what is your name? And I want you to just take in whatever your magical creature has to say. What are you? And what is your name? Good. Good job. Now, as you're getting to know your magical creature, I want you to ask them one more question. And this question is a little bit different. The question I want you to ask them is, what is your secret? Because the creature has a secret. And I want you to ask them, what is it? What is your secret? And they're going to tell you. Again, just seeing what comes. Don't try to force anything. We're just waiting and we're seeing what our imagination brings us. What is your secret? Good job. All right. So now that your magical creature has told you their secret, I want you to say goodbye to them in whatever way you want. I want you to say goodbye. Maybe you want to see them again. If so, they're in your imagination. You can see them anytime you want. So we're going to turn away from the forest in our imagination, and we're going to go back, and we're going to actually cross that bridge again to come back to the world. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to breathe together, and each time we breathe, we're going to be lifting out of this forest of our imagination, and we're going to be coming back to the real world a little bit more with every breath that we take. We're going to take our first breath, and we're going to take that first step back across the bridge. Breathing in through our noses and out through our mouths. Good job. We're going to take another step in through our noses and out through our mouths. Blow all that air right out of your mouth. All of it. Good. And we're going to take our last breath in through our nose and out through our mouths. Good job. So now that we've reached the end of the bridge, anytime that you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back.
Thank you. What a wonderful adventure.
Good. I'm curious. I want to know what happened on your adventure.
I would love to share with you. And I just want to remind everybody that even though I'm going to share what I experienced in my imagination with you and with Zoe, you don't have to share what you experienced. You can write it down. You can draw a picture. Maybe you're going to create something else.
For me, I like to keep it as open and free as possible.
Mhm.
I like to think of the metaphor I like to use for myself is that your imagination is like a wild animal. It's almost like a lion or something. And you have to keep it happy and you have to keep it healthy and you have to give it the space that it needs to thrive. And just like a wild animal, it needs a huge amount of space and freedom in order to be happy. So when I do exercises like this, whether it's meditation or daydreaming, I like to keep it really open as to what comes out of it. So, depending on what kind of experience you had in that meditation, you might have an idea for all kinds of things. You might have an idea for a song that you want to write. You might have an idea for an invention you want to create. You might have a book you want to write. You might want to draw a picture. There's a million different things. You might want to do a dance, even, or take a photograph.
I also want to share the creature that I met.
Yes,
Um,
please. Yes, yes.
it made me want to draw this creature, and I think that the creature's name was Lopi, and it was very round. It was very round, and I think it was I don't know what it was made of, but it was very round, and it was very short too. So if
Aha.
if this is it,
Interesting.
the trees were like this big. Oops.
Huh.
The trees were huge. They were huge. So it was just creeping around in the bottom of the
Very
trees.
cool.
Yeah. So that was this was
So,
this.
just to clarify, I think it's safe to say that you're the most inspired to draw something out of the
Yeah,
meditation.
I was left with a bunch of pictures in my head. I have a very, and sometimes that's how I remember things too, is I
Okay.
remember in pictures. So like almost like photographs in my brain. Um, so I don't know if other people do that, or if maybe some of you out there remember more things like smells or sounds. But yeah, so my memory works a lot with visual things, with pictures.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, like, everybody's so different. And I think the best thing to do when you do something, an exercise like this, that's just sort of to inspire your imagination, is just take whatever you want to do the most, whatever you're most inspired to do, and that's what you should do. There's absolutely no restrictions on it. And I
Um,
love your little creature. He or she or whoever is so cute.
yeah, I just realized here in this picture that they look like they're floating around,
Yeah,
which
I can see it.
which I think in my imagination world they were more like hanging out on the ground, but I also
Okay. And you know what? It's funny because when you do things like this, one idea leads to another. So, maybe just the way you drew that with your creature floating, maybe that would change your mind about what you wanted to create. Maybe it would give you an idea for something else. And that's okay too. Like when we have creative ideas, they often morph and change and become new things. And just like I was saying before about the wild animal, it's really important to honor that. So if your idea is changing and it's giving you an idea for something else, go with it. See where it
cool.
takes you.
Oh, I think I'm
Well,
gonna have fun. I think I'm gonna have
I
fun
think you
with
are too. You've got a lot to work with there.
this creative. I'm definitely gonna keep working on it.
Could go from a picture to it could become a poem.
Or
And I
yeah,
really like to just clarify that for everybody that if you started something that you're working on that came out of your meditation, not only could it become something else, but you can keep it and expand on it and even restart it if you want. It's really just anything you can do to spark that imagination. After that, it's totally up to you what it turns into.
maybe you take a moment, close your eyes, and do a little imagination meditation, and it will help you make those choices.
I think
Zoe,
that
thank you so much. Thank you
you're
so much for
welcome.
guiding us and helping us tap into that meditation tool. And just to recap some awesome tools that you can use to explore your imagination are music, exploring nature, going outside, walking around, meditation, and daydreaming.
Daydreaming is extremely important. Yes.
Cool. Thanks for coming to Scribble Me Silly today, everyone. It's been so much fun to create with you. We'll hopefully see you again soon with another workshop. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Zoe. Bye.